Welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Canonaco Student? We have two brilliant students here today for today's topic of derivatives. Up first, we have Gabby, former Miss Wyoming and 3 years ahead in calculus. Oh, there has been a correction. 3 years behind in calculus.
My favorite number is 7.
Her competitor is Libby from EBHS and a Canonaco student. I love calculus, don't drink and drive! For those who haven't watched it before, we have 4 categories. The first contestant will choose a category and both sides will solve it, and whoever gets it right will get the point. Our 4 categories range in difficulty from easy to difficult. The categories are first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. As Miss Wyoming is our guest today, she will have the honor of going first.
Why is it quarters and not like nickels or dimes?
I will get back to you.
Okay.
Let's hear it for Miss Wyoming!
Woo! Yeah, Miss Wyoming!
Woo! And let's hear it for Libby, the Canonaco student.
Boo! Boo! Where even is Wyoming? I've never even heard of your state. It is a tiny country called America. You've never heard of it because you're too stupid.
We'll do that after the break. Alright, Miss Wyoming, you choose first.
Okay. I'll take colors for 500.
Okay, so that's the wrong game show, but we'll go with quarter 1.
Okay.
Okay, so for the first question, you guys have to find the derivative of 8x. You have 30 seconds on the clock. Go.
Honey, in what world does 9 equal 17? In America.
Alright, so let's have both contestants explain their answers.
Okay, well, D equals M because she has a D and I copied her, and so then I said M because that's my favorite letter.
Go, Miss Wyoming!
Yeah, and then I did 9 equals 17 because 9 always equals 17, and then I didn't understand. Yeah, I did it. And then I didn't understand what I was doing anymore, so I was laughing.
Alright, now Libby, the Canonaco student.
Well, I used calculus. So the derivative of 8x. So you know that the derivative of x is 1, and when you have constant in an x, you just keep the constant. That's how you find the derivative.
The point goes to Libby.
Ha!
Both contestants are doing so well. Now for the quarter number 2 question. They need to find the derivative of x cubed. 30 seconds on the clock. Go. Alright. Now for explanations.
Okay, well, I did a D again, and it kind of like a music note, so I wrote another one, and then another, and then another one, and then it reminded me of the alphabet song, so I wrote X, Y, and Z, and H.
Alright, why the H?
Because H comes after Z. Ah, did you not know that?
Let's
It's
just be
silent.
clear on the motion.
It's silent.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I use calculus. Alright, what we have here is x cubed, x to a power, so we have to use the power rule. The power rule says bring down the exponent, and then you subtract 1. So 3 minus 1 gives us x squared, and since we brought down the 3, it's 3x squared.
The point goes to Libby. So Libby is in the lead right now. We need to find the derivative of e to the x times 5x squared plus 1. Go.
Miss Canonaco, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I drew a picture of a flower,
It's actually a giant flower with little people. So, yeah, it's really big, and you can see a bird and a cloud. What did I say?
Disqualification, disqualification. You cannot ask your answer.
No! No! I need to win!
Honey, you're not gonna. This question is a little bit more difficult than the ones we had for quarter one and quarter two. This one is multiplying two functions together, so we have to use the product rule. When you have f of x times g of x, if you want to find the derivative, you have to do f prime of x, or the derivative of x, times the function g of x, plus just the function f of x times the derivative of g of x. That's called the product rule. So what I did here is I pretended e of x was f of x, and 5x squared plus 1 was g of x. That shouldn't be there. Good. So, f prime of x, or the derivative of e of x, is just e to the x. That's just the calculus rule. And then, because it's f prime of plain old g of x, I just brought that down. Then you have to add f of x, just plain old e of x, times g prime of x. So then, I had to use the product rule like we did in the last question. So I brought down the exponent, 5 times 2 is 10, and you subtract 1, so you just get plain old x. And then I simplified my answer a little bit, and I came out to this. E to the x times 5x squared plus 1, plus 10 e to the x times x.
Libby gets the point again.
What a surprise!
Now we are up to quarter 4. They need to find the derivative of ln x over x squared. Let's see if they can do it. Go. Okay, time's up.
So first I did x squared divided by 1, which is just equal to x squared. And then there's a natural log of x equals a banana, because when you graph it, it kind of looks like a banana. And so you have to add these two together because it's fast. And then you have to divide it by 73. I wasn't sure if it was 72 or 73, so I did like both. So it kind of looks like a 72, but it also kind of looks like a 73, which is equal to 14. And I circled the answer.
Awesome. I think we're doing great, guys.
But here's my question for you.
I'm ready.
At what point does the 72, 73 come in there? Where is that from? I don't understand your logic.
Because Walt Disney World was opened in 1972 or 1973, I don't remember which one.
It all makes sense then.
Yeah.
We're from Wyoming.
Yeah, I love Walt Disney World. It's in Wyoming. You didn't know that?
Honey, it's in Florida. Bye, Libby. All right. So, for this question, we had to use the quotient rule. You use the quotient rule when you're dividing one function by another. The quotient rule is, if I can fit it, you take the derivative of f of something over g of something. So, two functions. You have to, it's kind of similar to the product rule. You do f prime of x times g of x. But this time you subtract g prime of x times f of x. And you have to remember to put it all over g of x quantity squared. Okay, so that's what I did here. First, I took this ln of x to be our f of x. I took the bottom function x squared to be g of x, and I just applied the rule. So, the derivative of the natural log of x is 1 over x. That's just a rule that we have in calculus. And then I just took that and multiplied it by g of x, which is x squared. Then I subtracted f of x, which is ln of x, times g prime of x. So we've seen this a couple times before. Again, it's the power rule. So you bring down your exponent and then subtract 1. So I brought down my 2, and then 2 minus 1 is just 1, so you end up with just 2x. And then I put it all over g of x squared. And the rest of the work I did was all simplifying, and I wasn't sure if this was necessary, so I just went ahead and did it. So x squared divided by x is just x. And then I just rearrange this to look a little neater. And then x squared squared means you just multiply your exponents and you get x to the 4th power. Then all I did was factor out an x, simplify down, and I got my final answer. 1 minus 2 ln of x over x cubed.
Libby gets the point again.
What about Libby?
So now we're doing the bonus question worth 2 points. The contestants must implicitly differentiate this. Let's make it a little harder.
Oh man.
Go.
Miss Canonaco, I'm sorry.
Alright, let's hear their explanations.
Okay, well, what you have to do when you have implicit differentiation is that you have to, like, do the things. Where, like, you do the things and then you just get the things. So, like, for this, I used the product rule, where you have to, like, find the derivative of the first one, multiply it by the second one, and then multiply the first one by the derivative of the second one. So the derivative of x is 1, so that leaves just 1 times y, plus x times the derivative of y, which is dy dx, equals 0 because the derivative of 15 equals 0. And so then I moved the y to the other side, so I got negative y, and then I divided it by x to get dy dx equals negative y over x.
I don't know what to say.
You did math!
I did!
Alright, Libby.
Oh man, I'm screwed. Listen guys, I took the AP test like a month ago. Miss Canonaco, I'm so sorry.
Excuses.
To all my fellow students at EBHS, can you just go back to Wyoming and let me have my moment?
No.
Let me explain what I did. So I looked at it and I knew if you take the derivative with respect to x of x, then you're just going to get dx over dx, which is 1, which is what Miss Wyoming did. That's where I got my 1. And then I just brought down the y, but I totally forgot the product rule, so I was left with this. And then the 15 really freaked me out. I didn't know what to do, and the host made it 15 instead of 1. That made it so much harder. So I just plopped an x on there. I think I integrated. And then I simplified.
Points go to Miss Wyoming. And now let's add up the points and come to our conclusion. Here's Libby in the blue with 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And here's Gabby, Miss Wyoming, in the yellow with 2 points. Looks like Libby won. Good game, guys. Good game.